right, so we're going to make our seitan today. So first, we're going to get most of our ingredients into our bowl. So we're going to start with 80 grams of vital wheat gluten. This is just the gluten structure of flour. So flour consists of gluten and starch. This is just the gluten aspect. It's about 80 to 90% gluten versus like your AP flour is like 8% gluten. So that's how much more toughness we're talking about with this. That's our 80 grams of vital wheat gluten. Next comes 20 grams of flour, so 20 grams of flour. This is just going to help tenderize the gluten and make sure that we just, bring that gluten level down a little bit. Too much, will get a little too chewy. So this will also give us some starch that will come into play that will allow us to soak up some of the flavor from the broth, as well as tenderize. Then we're going to add 1 gram of garlic powder just for a little bit of flavoring. Then we're going to add 1 gram of dried sage. Then it's just going to be 1 gram of salt and 1 gram of pepper. Our pepper, we'll add our salt. Then we were going to, and so there's our salt. The other thing we're going to add is 100 grams of water. That might not be on your recipe sheet, but that is, we're going to be adding 100 grams of water. This will bring it all together. So whenever you make seitan, it's equal parts liquid to dries. And since we added 80 grams of vital wheat gluten and 20 grams of all-purpose flour, that gives us our 100 grams that we're adding water into. And you'll notice you really don't have to do too much with this to get it to come together. Um, then we're going to get our veggie stock ready. So we're just going to bring that up to a boil and bring it back down to a simmer. This is our poaching liquid. We're going to poach our fake chicken inside of it. So with a little spoon, I'm just going to give this a little stir. You'll see how quickly this comes together. The toughness of this is really determined by how much you need it. So if you want to keep it very, very sort of more delicate, you can just stop here and break it into its space or types and go or shape it from there. I choose to knead it a little bit. I like a little bit more of a chew. Just putting on gloves so I can get my hands in there. So you're just gonna fold it, knead it a little bit. And I mean, you can't knead it for too long because you will notice how tough it gets and how fast it gets tough. As you can see, it's already pretty stretchy. Now I'm going to rip it into 2 parts because I want to make 2 different pieces of chicken. I'm going to form them into little patties. As my stock comes to a boil. Again, you can make these whatever shape you want. If you want to break them into smaller pieces, you can make little nuggets. If you want to make strips, you can make little chicken strips. I'm just going with some patties for right now, some simplistic rounds. Just trying to make them a little bit flatter. All right, now we're going to turn our stock back down. We only want our stock between 180 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Otherwise, our seitan will get too tough. So just keep an eye on it. Just make sure that it doesn't quite come to a crazy boil. We're going to put both these guys back in after some final shaping. We're going to turn up the heat and just try and keep it at just below a simmer at that like 180 to 200 range. So this is our little time skip. After it cooks for a while, you'll see that they'll rise to the top. This is showing that they're getting close to done cooking. We've got about 2 to 3 minutes left in this, but this is where we're getting to. But it's still hot liquid. We're just letting them stay. Finish off, it's 20 minutes. Again, if you notice, my liquid's not boiling. It's not too hot. You just want to keep it at that temp. We're looking for an internal temperature of the seitan to be around 190 to 200 degrees. And there's our finished seitan. We're just going to pull it out, put it into our container, and put it in the fridge till we're ready to work with it. We will save the stock, so do not throw that away. We can use it for other purposes. That's the start of our seitan, and we'll come back and show you guys how to fry it.